This is actually a feature-length film that was critically acclaimed as well as loved by the audiences. This one is the dual format edition, Blu-ray and DVD disc, and I'm not sure where she got it from. She knew that I was watching all of these movies on Hulu and stuff, so I think she thought it would be great if I just had my own copy. So let's go ahead and open this. It smells like soap because I had it in this bag near some soap. So this is kind of like a romantic comedy, or it's definitely a romance. A little bit of a tragedy, but it's really good. Inside we have a really thick booklet. And it says City Lights, a film by Charles Chaplin. And it has all the different chapters. And this is the cast and the credits. Oh no, it's ripped. I don't want to show you some of the pages because it'll give the movie away. There's a really nice, I guess, historical summary of Charlie Chaplin's work and how this was made and when it was made in comparison to his other films. I would read it to you, but I'm worried it will give some of the film away if you've never seen any of his work. So this is quite long. first credit is from 1914, Making a Living. And the very last one is from 1967, A Countess from Hong Kong. And then all the interviews start. We learn that later in his life, he did not give a lot of interviews and was not really wanting to be in the public eye, which is why I wanted to get this, because the last 3 interviews that he gave in his life are in here. So I thought it would be fun to read. I also have a book about his life by David Robinson. It is quite thick. This is an old library copy that I got from Half.com through my sister. Half.com is actually a sister website to eBay, and they sell a lot of used and brand new in great condition books, DVDs, video games. So it's always a good idea to get the library copy, because then you know that there's not any writing in it or any highlighting. It's in very good condition, because people generally will not damage library books. So I got this from Thrift Books. There have been a few books written about Charlie Chaplin and his life, but I read that this one was one of the better ones. I'm actually missing a book, because I also have the book that Charlie Chaplin wrote of himself, and it's actually a paperback book that I have, and the picture is of him in profile view. So I didn't pull that off of my bookshelf, so I'll have to find it and show it to you at some point. But let's go ahead and look through this. This is the authorized definitive biography of the man who has often been called the greatest comic genius the world has ever seen. The author has obtained the authorization of Chaplin's widow, Lady Ona, for unprecedented access to Charlie Chaplin's closely guarded archive of private papers, records, letters, and photographs, which is why I specifically chose this book along with the one that Charlie Chaplin wrote himself. I thought it would be the most accurate and the most insightful. So this is called Charlie Chaplin, His Life and Art. I guess this author, David Robinson, wrote World Cinema, Hollywood in the 20s, The Great Funnies, Buster Keaton, and also Chaplin, The Mirror of Opinion. I'm now curious if Chaplin, The Mirror of Opinion is worth reading as well. There seem to be a lot of illustrations in this book based on the credits that I see in the front. There is also Chaplin's family tree. you can see the passage of time through a lot of these photos. Here's another example. Charlie Chaplin shot near a lake, and you can see the lake also in the background. And today the lake looks like this. So all the circle marks correspond This is not as heavy on the text or the descriptions as the other book where I showed you where it had like the maps and locations of Hollywood. But still, it's an interesting read if you like Charlie. This is a very much a photographer's book. It's really nice photos. It's really nice paper. It's really meant to be like on display for a coffee table. The pictures are very large. The book itself is very large. I'm not sure why, but there's a piece of paper in here. It's a library book, so maybe someone was taking notes. You see Charlie on vacation overseas. So you get a glimpse of his personal life. Here is Charlie doing the dance of the bread rolls, which I will show you. I love this bread roll scene. It says Charles Chaplin in a city suit performs the dance of the bread rolls. People often ask Charles Chaplin to perform this act in all sorts of situations, among friends and in public alike. He always did so, albeit reluctantly. And he says, everybody told me how much they liked it. It's a cog in the machine, a detail. If they saw that first, that means they didn't see the rest. I don't really know what that means, but I guess it explains why he didn't really like to perform it. So there's that. And then I'm going to show you the props and other cool things that I have. Let's see. So last year my friend said she was going to have a Halloween party, and she ended up not having it because she was too busy, but I went ahead and I bought the props and everything to be Charlie Chaplin for Halloween. I've seen girls do it. I looked it up online. You can just wear like a black suit and a white collared shirt, and if you own a vest you can wear that with a tie, or you could just wear it with the tie. So I looked online and I actually found all of these for really cheap. So I got myself a Charlie Chaplin hat, which I haven't even worn it yet. I got this off of Amazon. I'm sure it was only like $6 or $8. It's very cheap. It's not a real fashion hat. I think it's just a plastic hat that's very sturdy, covered in felt or cloth or something. And it has a ribbon around it, and I think if you sat on it it would break, but for what I needed it for, it was fine. It's a black derby hat made in China. So I got the hat. Oscar. This is the bottom, so you can see all the labeling. And then he's on top of like this brown fake marble looking platform. So I really like this. I've never seen anything like it. I really feel like it's one of a kind from Italy. So I thought it was a great eBay purchase. So this is my Charlie Chaplin collection, minus the book that he wrote himself that I didn't pull, and the Robert Downey Jr. DVD. But this is everything that I own for Charlie Chaplin. I still have to watch The Great Dictator. I still have to watch The Fireman. But for the most part, I think I've seen everything. I'm really looking forward to the day where I can watch City Lights on the big screen.